Hi everyone, Rob Franek back with you again today. Now, as we covered in our segment just yesterday, testing availability during the COVID-19 pandemic means that you may only get one chance to take the SAT or the ACT. And folks, if you get that chance, we highly recommend that you go for it. Standardized tests give you opportunities. A strong test score can help set you apart from other applicants, not only for admission, but also for merit-based financial aid award. Those are scholarship dollars as well as academic placement at so many schools. And that may be even more true if you're applying to schools that have temporarily gone test optional. Admission teams simply will not have as many data points to consider this year than in typical admission cycles. Lots of classes have gone pass-fail, so those grades don't count to your overall GPA. Extracurricular activities were all out canceled, so they're not going to be on your resume. What that means is that strong standardized test scores can make a world of difference. But don't give these tests more or less weight than they deserve. Remember that you've got the leverage in this situation. Here's what I mean, especially if you're applying to schools that are test optional. Taking the SAT or the ACT doesn't mean that you have to report your scores. If you achieve your score goal, then report away. But if you don't, schools never need to know. Keep in mind too, that unless you're eligible for a fee waiver, you'll have to pay to send your scores after viewing them. But before viewing them, you get several score reports absolutely for free. Now, this year especially, your SAT or your ACT scores are more likely going to help than hurt your college admission chances, as well as your chances for that merit-based financial aid awards. So think about these exams as tools that you can use. I think it's important now that we drill down and talk about how you can make the SAT and the ACT scores actually work for you. For starters, remember that these exams don't test your intelligence. They simply test how well you do on these exams. So learn the skills that you need for them, and of course, you'll want to figure out which exam you'll be taking. If you haven't done it already, check out our video specifically about the differences between the SAT and the ACT right here on our YouTube channel. And I cannot recommend this one highly enough. Once you decide one of those tests, take a practice test. Remember, it's super important for that test to be under simulated testing conditions. And then obviously the results of your practice test will give you a pretty good idea as to your baseline score and see which test you'll likely perform best on. Now, we offer free practice SAT and ACT exams. You can definitely sign up for them. You can take them completely online. And if you're still on the fence after all of this, consider that the ACT has already administered a June exam in a COVID-19 environment, and they're planning to do the same thing in July and then several times throughout the fall. Now, the College Board has their first administration of the SAT scheduled for the end of August, with monthly administrations planned throughout the calendar year for 2020. So you might take that into consideration when choosing your best test. But remember that the bottom line is that you should focus on your best fit exam, because your goal is to make that exam work for you. Now, most people that I know, most of my students don't want to make a career out of studying for standardized tests, so you shouldn't either. Know what you need, focus your efforts towards that goal. Now, I get a lot of questions also on how do you know what score I should actually get to earn admission to a particular school? For starters, you can look at your prospective school's profile page. We have them fully on princetonreview.com. It's completely free. If you go to those pages, you'll see an admission tab for each of the profiles, and then it will show a 25th and then 75th percentile for the SAT and ACT scores for those enrolled students. And then aim, obviously, towards the higher end of that range, or of course, if you can, exceed it. To do that, you will need a tool kit. A prep book, a great way to start, and I could not recommend these highly enough. Our own SAT or ACT books here at the Princeton Review. We also have a wide range of Princeton Review prep options, including courses that come with score guarantees. You can also, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you'll get access for free to our SAT and ACT prep live streams. The bottom line here, friends, is that good scores don't come without effort. You'll need to do the work. It isn't easy, but it is so doable. Just make sure that you don't get stuck practicing the things that you're already good at. Focus on the areas where you need improvement and put in the time and the effort to master those concepts. You can target your prep based on how well you did on a practice test and then drill down on the areas that presented the greatest challenges to you. And remember, don't be content with just looking at what you got wrong. Look at what you got right as well and find ways of approaching those areas more efficiently. Remember, great games are not won on the game day, they're won on the practice field. So keep practicing and you'll see your performance improve and you'll gain confidence knowing that your new skills will serve you well on test day. Folks, before I leave you, one more strategy tip in these COVID-19 times. If you'll be taking the SAT or the ACT while wearing a mask, then practicing your tests while wearing a mask is absolutely important. You don't want any distractions on that test day. The experience of taking that test should feel as natural to you as possible. The only thing that you want to bring is your well-honed strategy. And when test day comes around, you'll have the mindset you're going to crush this exam because you've practiced, you've done the work, you've perfected your strategy. It'll be time now to reap the rewards of your efforts. As always, folks, best of luck to you. Please know that myself, our full team at the Princeton Review are cheering you on. Again, Rob Franek, Editor-in-Chief. I'll be back with you again tomorrow.